Good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking your time to join with us today. We truly appreciate your interest and your presence here. I'm so glad that we have a wide range of audience here for our webinar today. For those who are our existing customers, thank you for trusting Zoho Analytics as your BI platform. And for those who are exploring Zoho Analytics, we are glad that you are here to learn more about the product and the product capabilities. So today's session is focused on the top 10 features of Zoho Analytics in 2025. And the reason we are doing this webinar is very simple. We want to ensure that you are getting the maximum value out of the platform and use these features to drive meaningful impact in your business. So over the past few months, we have noticed that certain features consistently stand out as most widely adopted or frequently used across multiple industries. So these features are something that the teams use on every single day for automating different operations, for building dashboards, blending the data from multiple sources, generating AI-powered insights, and a lot more. So this is our actual inspiration for this webinar today. And before moving further, let me introduce myself. I am Javin Joy Epen, Product Manager at Zoho Analytics. I have been with the team for more than 6+ years, and I'll be your host for the webinar today. And by the end of the session, I believe you will clearly understand why these features are most used, and more importantly, how you can use them effectively in your organization for meeting your business requirements. So here is the quick agenda for our webinar today. First, we will have an overview of our Zoho Analytics platform, and then we will dive into the hot topic, the top 10 most used features in 2025. Following that, we will have a quick summary and open the session for Q&A. Since we have a wide range of audience, I would like to introduce Zoho to you. Zoho is a privately held organization, a global technology company that builds cloud softwares for businesses of all sizes. So we are in the market for more than 30+ years with an employee base of 90,000+. And currently we have more than 60+ business applications across various domains like CRM, finance, Helpdesk, services, BI platform, and a lot more. At the moment, we have presence across 150+ countries and a user base of 150 million+. In terms of organizations or paying customers, we are active with more than 1 million+ customers. And here the story continues. In terms of Zoho Analytics, which is a self-service business intelligence and data analytics platform from Zoho, what we do, we enable the organizations to unify the data from multiple sources, create insightful visualizations, and make data-driven decisions, all with the help of advanced AI capabilities. So primarily, we have 3 different offerings from our platform. The first one is Zoho Analytics, which is an end-to-end BI platform. If you are looking for a solution that performs the complete analysis, starting with the data extraction, data manipulation, the data transformation, and in-depth data analysis, collaboration, data science, and platform extension, you can do all this in Zoho Analytics. And we offer the solution in Zoho Cloud, the private cloud, and an on-premise solution as well. So if you are having a requirement to have the application installed within your private network, yes, this is possible. And we are not just stopping there. Even you can deploy Zoho Analytics solution in your hyperscalers. Like if you have an AWS space or if you have Azure or Google Cloud, yes, we can deploy Zoho Analytics in these scalers. The second offering what we have is the Zoho Data Prep tool, which is nothing but a self-service ETL tool for the data preparation and data management. If you're looking for a tool that performs the data manipulation, starting with the data extraction from multiple sources, performing data analysis, like data enrichment, data transformation, data cleansing, and then feeding the data to multiple destinations. So if that's the requirement, Zoho Data Prep is going to be the one-stop solution for you. And the third offering what we have is the embedded BI, which is nothing but a custom BI solution which we offer for the independent vendors. If you're looking for a custom solution which need to be rebranded completely for your organization, or if you're looking for a solution which you would like to sell as a completely new analytics solution, this is going to be the platform for you. So predominantly, these are the three solutions we offer to the market, and we have AI infused in all these solutions. And in terms of adoption, we are happy to announce that currently more than 94,000 plus businesses use our Zoho BI platform every day across the globe. Looking into the key capabilities of Zoho Analytics, starting with the first one, the unified data management and analytics. So with Zoho Analytics, you can perform the end-to-end data analytics, starting from the data extraction, data manipulation, data correction, data enrichment, and a complete in-depth data analysis all in one platform without the requirement to having multiple tools or multiple softwares. And we also have AI infused in all the layers of your BI platform. Predominantly, we have the generative AI infused into the data extraction, the data preparation layer, and also into the data analytics. And the third one, integrated DSML. Yes, we have acknowledged the requirement from the data science personas. If you are in need to build a custom model, train the model, deploy it, and test it, yes, Zoho Analytics, the platform offers you the capability to integrate data science and machine learning models. And in terms of platform extensibility, yes, Zoho Analytics is completely scalable and flexible enough to customize based on your business requirement. So we do offer APIs and SDKs, which you can use to customize to meet your business requirements. So those are the key capabilities I would like to explain. And looking into the most adopted feature categories, the main topic of our webinar today, I have categorized all the 10 features into 3 different sections. So the first one is AI, Ask Zia and Insights. The second one is going to be visualization and analytics. The third one, data management. So you'll be seeing all the 10 features falling under all these 3 categories. So starting with the first one, Ask Zia Agentic AI Assistant for BI. So we know that AI and machine learning are no longer any futuristic concepts. They are the hot discussions in our tech world today. So from various kind of automations to predictive insights, AI is completely transforming how businesses operate. So the question is no longer whether your BA platform is supporting AI, but how effectively you are implementing AI to solve unique business problem. So we have implemented AI and Zoho Analytics for not just for the sake, but to solve unique business problems. So in terms of Ask Zia, we have the feature introduced with the capability of natural language recognition. In 2018, we were one of the pioneers bringing up the feature. But over the time, we know that AI has been completely evolved with agentic capabilities. Now, we are happy to announce that we have introduced agentic capabilities into our Ask Zia to perform in-depth analysis. So let's see the features we have introduced in 2025. The first one is Ask Zia for analysis. So earlier, as I mentioned, the feature was just supporting, or Ask Zia was just supporting the report generation only on the top layer. When you're asking a question, Ask Zia will identify the table, bring the relationship from the columns, and prepare the visualization for you. But what we have now is a completely LLM-powered Ask Zia, which help you to perform in-depth analysis on your reports. So here I can come to Ask Zia and tell me what's the kind of report I need. I can see the report and I can perform an in-depth analysis with the help of LLM. Let it be Zoho LLM or your custom LLM model, which you would like to bring in. Yes, we have the flexibility offered in Zoho Analytics. So here you can see I'm asking Ask Zia why there is a sale drop happened in June 2025. So with the help of LLM, Ask Zia is now capable to help me with the decision intelligence, giving me the context or the reasoning and telling me what can be done to solve the business problem. So not just giving me the reports alone, it's giving me why that happened and what can be done to solve my business problem. Now, we are not just stopping at the report generation and the intelligence alone. Now, you can make use of Ask Zia to build a comprehensive dashboard all within seconds. So I can come to Ask Zia and tell me what kind of dashboard I need. So as a technical user, I don't have to log into Analytics, prepare the reports manually, and create a dashboard. I can create a complete user-friendly dashboard with the help of Ask Zia. And if you look at the dashboard, you can see we have all the key reports along with the key KPIs all in one place. Not just that, I can even make modifications to the dashboard right away from Ask Zia. Now, once you have the reports and once you have generated the insights, definitely we will be performing sort of actions on the report, right? So let it be downloading the report or sharing the report with any specific user. Now you don't have to log into Analytics and search how I can do all this. I can do all these operations all within Ask Zia. So here you can see I'm asking Zia to export the sale report, and the report is exported and I can share it with a specific user. I can confirm the permissions, and yes, the report is now shared. So these are some of the actions which we can do, and there is a lot more. We also have extended the Ask Zia capabilities or the skill set for data storytelling. So now I don't have to wait for my business user to prepare a slideshow or a presentation. If the leadership team is asking me for a report, I can simply come to Ask Zia and tell me what kind of presentation I need, and Zia will instantly help me with the slideshow presentation. So here you can see Zia is helping me with an instant slideshow for the metrics I need. Moving on to the next feature in Ask Zia, embeddable Ask Zia agents. So with Ask Zia, we are not just enhancing the capabilities within Zoho Analytics alone, we are extending beyond the platform. So we have multiple requests from our customers to have the capability extended to their custom platforms, let it be the website or your CRM portal or the Helpdesk solution, which you log in on a daily basis. You can embed Ask Zia from Zoho Analytics and bring it to your solution. So with this, you will have real-time data access. You can perform contextual analysis all within your platform. So the best part is that Zia can be customized. Well, you can define what are the data sources or the data tables Ask Zia can access. To set the right business tone, you can define the synonyms, and also you can define the access permissions so that you will be defining who are the person who are going to access Ask Zia and further the data in analytics. So this way, we are making sure we are meeting the requirement of the business requirements or the business users. The next feature is the Ask Zia for building end-to-end pipelines. So we all know the importance of a clean data for the visualization, right? When it comes to the data preparation, we have a data preparation layer available within Zoho Analytics. For the people who are new here, data preparation tool in Zoho Analytics is a self-service data preparation and a transformation layer that help the businesses clean, structure, and enrich their data before performing any sort of analysis. So at this layer, you can perform an automation. You can prepare a data pipeline so that you don't have to do all these manual transformation every day. You can create a pipeline and schedule it so that it runs every day or based on the schedule I configure. So the feature or the enhancement what we have brought into Ask Zia is that with the power of LLM, let it be Zoho LLM or your OpenAI LLM or the custom LLM model which you prefer, you can now define your own custom models or the pipeline models right in Ask Zia. Traditionally, when you're building a pipeline, you will know that I have to understand what is a database schema. I have to understand how to make use of the joins, the closes. But here, when it comes to Ask Zia, we are bringing the feasibility for a business user to build the data pipeline in very short steps. So let's see this in action. That will be more interesting. So here I'm going to the data pipeline builder and opening Ask Zia to telling that I want to import the sales order from my CRM. So once imported, I'm now importing the invoices data. So once imported, I can tell what kind of operation I want to do. Now I want to join the tables using one primary key. Once this is done, I have a preview available and I can select the columns which I want and save it to a final data set. Once the report is saved, I can even schedule it based on my business requirement. So here you can see the scheduling itself is complete. So you can build an entire pipeline with the help of Ask Zia, making it simple for a business user. So I don't have to technically depend on my data team or the data analyst. As a business user, I can come to Ask Zia and do this by myself. DSML updates. So as we know, when businesses generate massive volume of data, which is very common nowadays, machine learning models are something which will help me understand the patterns and the relationships or the predictions from my previous data. So if you're only relying on the traditional reporting, it will be difficult to understand the classification or the predictions. So in that case, definitely we will be relying on the machine learning models, right? So here in Zoho Analytics, we do support different kind of machine learning models like the prediction models, classification models, regression models, and a lot more. And we do also support Data Studio for the people who wish to have a custom model built within Zoho Analytics with Python. Yes, we have that feasibility. But coming to the point, one of the most powerful enhancements we introduced to AutoML last year is the what-if analysis. What it will do, it will enable the users to simulate the scenarios and instantly see the changes in a key variable can influence the outcome. So what it means, based on the changes that happens in the influencing factors, I can see what's going to be my outcome. So let's look at this feature with an example so it will be easy for you to understand. Think of a retailer, FinepickRetail.com, who's actually doing an online business, an e-commerce platform. Now, think of a case that they are facing an issue with a drop in the revenue. They are identifying, or they have identified a decline in the repeated purchases. Their loyalty engagement is dropping, and the high-value customers are not purchasing anymore. Let's say they have not purchased for the last 60 days. So this is a trend ongoing, and when the leadership team is looking at this, now they suspect that if this trend is going to continue, there's going to be a customer churn. So let's say this is the problem they are currently facing. So now they want to understand how they can simulate the scenario, why this is happening, and what can be done to solve this problem. So what's the solution? This is where we are bringing up with the what if analysis. So what they can do is Finepick Retail can bring in the complete data into Zoho Analytics, and they can bring it to the AutoML model, the machine learning model, and apply the what if analysis. So with that, what they can do is they can identify the key influencing factors for the customer churn and make the changes in the key influencing factors. Let's say if the personal discount for the key customers is increased from 10 to 15%, am I able to keep my customer churn zero? Or if I reduce the delivery time from 3 days to 1 day, can I keep my customers happy? Or doubling the loyalty program? What is going to help me? So I can simulate the scenario. On the screenshot, you can see there are certain key values to which certain numbers are assigned, which are the values. So based on the value changes, I can see what's going to be my churn prediction, which you can see on the very right-hand side. With this, Finepick can understand which all are the key factors are influencing my churn, and they can make a decision to improve the purchases and the total business impact, reduction in high-risk churn segment, improvement in repeated purchases from the key customers, and increase in the customer value, lifetime value. So overall, to put it in simple words, I would say with the help of AutoML and what-if analysis, Finepick didn't just predict the churn, but they instantly prevented the churn with the help of what-if analysis. This is one of the business use cases where you can apply the what-if analysis, but definitely you will have more business cases where this feature can be used. So moving on to the next feature in Zia Insights. We have made significant enhancements to Zia Insights in the last year, and one of such an enhancement is the Zia Diagnostic Insights for the time series. Let me explain what is a diagnostic insight. So Diagnostic Insights, it's a feature that helps business users understand the reason behind a sudden change in their data. So let's say you have a revenue pattern in your report and there is a sudden spike or a sudden fall in the data, and you want to perform a diagnose on this data. Yes, this is possible with the help of diagnostic analysis. It identifies the key driving patterns, the key influencing factors, and give you the results. So the enhancement, what we have made based on our customer requirement is that now we are bringing the diagnostic insights across the time series. Let's say you have a report in the last year, let it be 1 year, 5 year, or 10-year data. We now have the diagnostic analysis available for the entire time frame. And not just that, I can even define the key influencing factors. By default, Zia is actually intelligent to pick the key influencing factors from the report. But let's say if you have a requirement to consider one more factor or one more value from the report, yes, I can go to the Zia settings and pick up the field from my table list. From the next time, Zia will be picking up or identifying this field as well for the diagnostic insights and give you the news results. In addition to the Zia Insights enhancements, we have an additional enhancement brought up in the dashboard level, which is nothing but the ability to pin Zia Insights in the dashboard. So let's think of a scenario that you're sharing a report with a business user and who's finding it difficult to interpret the numbers. So in this case, you have to explain the report to the business user, what it means, what the numbers are. So to avoid such a business case or to avoid such a case, we have multiple requests from our users, from our customers, to have the insights readily available for any business user who is looking at the report or looking at the dashboard. So here we have came up with the option to pin insights right in the dashboard itself. So we have provided the flexibility where you can have the insights as a sidebar, or you can replace the entire report with the insights, or even you can have the insights generated showing up when you click on the report. Moving on to the next feature, the MCP server extensibility. So the MCP server feature is one of the most demanded and discussed feature in 2025. So we know that when the organization scale, the data ecosystem is going to be distributed across multiple locations. It can be in applications or databases or the cloud platforms or even in services. If you look at a traditional integration, you know that there will be a BI platform and there will be a direct integration with the data source. You fetch the data from the data source, analyze it, and then feed it for the visualization, and you're done. But the modern BI landscape is not just looking at this, and the architecture is actually demanding something more flexible, more dynamic, and extensible. So this is where the MCP server concept is going to fit in. The MCP, the Model Context Protocol, helps you in building a custom AI agent using Zoho Analytics as the Model Context Protocol server. So in simple terms, what it will do, MCP will enable you to have a standardized or real-time communication between your AI agents and your data in Zoho Analytics. So by supporting the MCP server, you can connect your data securely and with governance with the AI agents. If you don't have an MCP server, you know what we will do. We will export the data from Zoho Analytics. We will upload it into the AI console. Let it be the Copilot, ChatGPT. We export it manually and ask the LLM to perform the analysis, right? But if you have an MCP support, the best part is that you can perform real-time analysis. You don't have to export the data. The AI agents can directly access your data, perform real-time analysis. And if you would like to perform any kind of actions like generating the report and pushing it to Zoho Analytics, I can do it all within my AI console. So here I have a screen record. So this is the Copilot console where I have Zoho Analytics integrated. So here I'm asking a question, which shift is consistently struggling for the unresolved tickets? So here the Copilot is checking my data in Analytics and giving me the recommendations and actions required. I have a follow-up question. Which ticket category is mostly affected? I have an LLM response here. Now I can see which all are the categories having the longest ticket responses. The first response time. Now I want to generate a report and save it in my Analytics workspace. You can see this is going to be instant and real time. Now, if I look at my workspace, here it is the report which I have generated from my Copilot. So this is again another use case. If you haven't tried the MCP server protocol, the MCP server configuration, I recommend you to explore this and see whether you can meet your business requirements. If not, if you are facing any trouble, please let us know. We would be happy to assist in extending the support. All right, so here we complete the AI enhancements in 2025. Moving on to the second category of visualizations. Let's see the features we have released under visualizations in 2025. Starting with the first one is the Gantt chart. So Gantt chart is again one of the most requested features from our customers. So what is a Gantt chart? A Gantt chart is a visualization type that helps to turn your project into a visual timeline. So if you look at the Gantt chart, You can see the complete list of tasks, its timeline, when it's going to start, when it is going to complete, what's the progress, how far we have reached. I can see all the information about a project or an activity in a simple glance. So if I take as an example, I will take the finepick So the current case is that they know what can be done to keep the customers happy, or what can be done to keep the customer churn at 0. So let's think of a case that they are now planning to run a campaign. They are going to run a campaign in the top 3 cities to provide immediate delivery on the purchases and to have discounts from 10 to 15% for the key customers. So how they can execute it? Yes, they can execute it very well with the Zoho Campaigns application or any campaigns application. But how they can track the progress? If the leadership is asking whether the engagement program is happening well in a particular city, how they can track it in real time? So this is where a Gantt chart is going to help me. So I can bring the complete data from the campaigns application to Zoho Analytics. I can plot it in a Gantt chart, and this will give me immediate insights in which all cities I have the task initiated or my campaign initiated, what's the progress, when it's going to complete, and what's the insights. The second feature under visualization is the conditional formatting in pivot tables. So in terms of pivot tables, we all love to have pivot tables in our reports, right? So pivot tables are very useful and very much detailed, but there is one problem associated with every pivot table. The one thing is that a user who's looking at the report, they have to interpret each and every numbers to understand which one I have to work upon or which one is an actionable item. So how this problem can be solved? That's where we are coming up with a small but a powerful feature, the conditional formatting. So with conditional formatting, what we are doing is we are converting the numbers into a visual insight. So let's say you have a revenue report or a profit and loss report, and you want to immediately understand what are the items or the category which I would like to take action. So here you can configure a threshold. If the value is going below a particular threshold, or if it's going beyond a particular threshold, or if it's matching a particular criteria, I can define the color combinations. So it will give me immediate insights so that the business user can immediately act upon that category or on that section. The same applies to data bars as well. You can apply the color combination to the numbers or to the data bars as well. In addition to the enhancements we brought in under the pivot table, we also have visualization capabilities additions included in this. We now have overlapping data bars and waterfall designs we have introduced based on our customer requirements. So you have the complete flexibility to choose in between the models or the visualization types you prefer to have in your pivot tables. And moving on to the next feature is the introduction to geospatial functions. So geospatial functions are nothing but the feature of functions that will help you convert your location data into coordinates, shapes, distance, or clusters. So with this function, you can plot the information right on a map or spatial charts. So rather than just looking at the numbers, you can view the complete information, or you can understand the patterns geographically across the cities, across the states, or in a country. So if you look at the right-hand side on the screenshot, you can see the list of geo functions we have introduced in 2025. If you look at the first one, MakePoint, this is nothing but the function which will help me convert the two numerical values into a spatial object. If you have the latitude and longitude, you can make use of this function to plot it on a graph. Buffer is another function which will help me understand a buffer zone around my point. So let's say if Finepick wants to understand the number of orders from customers happening around a particular store, they can use this function and identify the number of customers or the number of purchases happening around that store. Intersect again is another function which helped me understand the intersection of two different buffer zones. As an example, if Finepick is having two different stores around the same location, and if I apply a buffer zone, I can understand which is going to be my intersection, and I can understand whether the customers in this buffer zone and the customers in buffer zone, are they affected with the presence of the second store, or the sales is dropping due to the presence of the second store. I can do a detailed analysis with the help of geospatial functions. So we have a lot more geo functions added in 2025, and we have a detailed help document available which explains what all these functions will do. All right, now moving on to the third section of feature enhancements, the data management. So in terms of data management, we have received a large number of business app connector requests from our customers. Out of all the requests, we have selected the most requested features from our customers or the business connectors from our customers. We have Asana, FreshBooks, Control, Zoho Community Spaces, Zoho Voice, and Zoho Shifts released in 2025 based on our customer demands. Asana is a project management application where you can manage and track your project and the task. FreshBooks, an accounting and finance management application. Control is a process orchestration software. Zoho Community Spaces is a one solution where you can manage and monetize your external community users. Zoho Voice is a software that will help me understand my voice over IP engagement, my SMS tracking. And Zoho Shift is another application, which is a workforce management application, which is typically designed for businesses operating with shift base. So I would like to share a sample dashboard, which will help you understand the inbuilt templates we have readily available. So I hope the screen is visible. So this is a template which we have designed in our sample gallery for Asana project management. So we have included our key KPIs and the most demanded request or the reports in this dashboard. We have project dashboard. We have a task analysis dashboard with the key KPIs and the reports based on our customer request. And for Zoho Shifts, yes, again, this is another template which we have prepared based on our customer demands. We have the KPIs, the workforce status composition, the shift coverage. We have a detailed reporting available in our sample gallery. So if you haven't checked our sample gallery, I recommend you to explore our sample gallery and see the reports, dashboards, and visualizations we have generated. And in terms of data warehouse and data lakehouse, we have 3 new applications, integrations brought into the Zoho BI platform. We have Cassandra, which is nothing but a distributed NoSQL database, which is widely used for handling high volume of data. So now you can bring in the data from Cassandra to Zoho BI platform. Safana and ClickHouse, those are columnar databases typically used for high performance processing. And the best part is that not just the local server connection, you can also have cloud-based authentication and connection available for SAP HANA and ClickHouse. So if you have the data available on any of these connectors, you can now import it into the BI platform. So moving on to the last feature, hourly data synchronization on business connectors. So this is one of the most requested feature from our customers in terms of business connections. Earlier, we used to have the 2-hour and the 3-hour sync available across the business connectors. But if you are using the premium edition or above in Zoho Analytics, you now have the capability to sync your data every 1 hour. I would like to also add that we are currently working on real-time data sync. So currently we have the feature released in Zoho CRM. If you are in the enterprise edition or above, you can make use of the real-time sync in Zoho CRM, or even you can purchase it as an add-on. We will be extending the feature, and we are evaluating the possibilities to extend this feature across the Zoho ecosystem of apps. And once we have an update, we will be definitely updating everyone. All right, so here is a quick summary of our webinar today. Under AI, Ask Zia, we now have seen the features released: Ask Zia visualizations, reasoning and actions, agentic AI pipeline builder, DSML what-if analysis, the MCP server support, and Zia Insights. Under visualizations and analytics, we discussed about 3 features: the new visualization, the Gantt chart, the visual enhancements under the pivot table and data bars, and the introduction to geospatial functions. Under data management, we discussed about the most demanded or the requested business connectors and the hourly data sync on business connectors. All right, everyone. So thank you for being such a wonderful audience. We appreciate your time and your participation, and we hope the session have provided valuable insights you can apply in your environment. If you have any further additional questions at any point of time, feel free to write to support@zohoanalytics.com, and we would be happy to assist. Thank you, and have a great day.